right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Reaction Friday. Last week I doubled up and did two videos to react to. I might do three today because I'm not doing nothing. I already walked, did my exercise, and washed my car. But I'm going to continue reacting every Friday to my favorite videos and my favorite YouTubers. So this one is a Nightmare on Elm Street tier list ranking from what's the channel called again? I think it's F140. I think I've been subscribed for about 6 months or something like that. But I did a ranking on mine too, and I want to kind of change like the middle of my ranking. I still have my bottom ones the same, but I want to put two and Freddy versus Jason. I want to move those two and maybe one or two others. But we're gonna go ahead and jump in this video and watch Sean's ranking. Then I might go do the other one too. I believe his name is Benny. I don't want to say anybody's name wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and do this, shouting out all my favorite content creators and favorite videos I find on YouTube because I'm subscribed to like 50 plus people. YouTube is better than cable. So here we go. Nightmare on Elm Street tier list ranking.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome again. Here we are at Frequency 140 Movies, and now again we've been doing the top three, right? The big three of horror films, and putting them in a tier type category as far as like worst to best, that type thing. I've gone over Halloween franchise. I've gone over Friday the 13th franchise. Now we're in the home stretch on this one. Now it is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now this right here, I did not get a chance to see it in theaters. The first time I saw this was actually late night on an HBO because back in the day, my mom and dad, we didn't necessarily subscribe, but we got like the free 2 week thing or the 1 week thing before I actually bought it. But anyway, I got to see this at 85 late night with my older sister, Katrina. Shout out to Katrina. What up? What up? But definitely saw this for the first time, not knowing what I was watching. And it blew me away. It scared the crap out of me, but it gave me a whole new understanding and appreciation for fear, as far as like, there really is no safe place, whether you're awake, or asleep. It didn't matter at that point. This was a whole nother turn on this. So, all right. So what we're gonna do, we'll go ahead and get this thing started. Now, what I want to do is give you my categories for today. Okay. So what I have right here is best to worst. Now, we kind of try to theme these things, go in the direction in which the film we're talking about. So with that being said, Freddy Krueger, definitely a crispy individual. A crispy for sure. Unfortunately, not anything derogatory towards burned victims, but Freddy Krueger has set the bar for what a cool burn victim is supposed to be. But either way, going with that, I'm going to say that my categories are well done. Okay, that's the best. Medium well, second best. Medium, all right, you're right there. Medium rare, and then rare. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Either way, that's where I'm going with the day. I apologize, but at the same time, we're all here just having fun. So thank y'all for joining us. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. So here we go. The original, all right? This is 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven. So we've got Nancy Thompson, introduced to Nancy and her friends. I remember the first kill, I believe, is Christina. That shocked me completely because that's one of the first. Actually, the first sequence you see is a dream sequence with Christina, and she actually gets to meet Freddy Krueger for the first time and seeing the glove and the face and the whole thing. And then the fact where the dream sequence where he's got his arms stretched out real long. I mean, that just all stuck with me, right? This Fred Krueger character definitely had something to offer to the horror genre, and I was paying attention. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, the original, the one, the only, the one that started all. Man, it is so well done. That's right. So there we go. Top notch.
Well
Moving
done.
right along in the franchise, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge.
I think I actually do have that one in my top three. I don't think I have it at one for me. I'm not sure. I watched this one before, but I don't remember where he ranked everything. But our list was pretty much similar, like very similar actually. But I can't remember where I put that one at. But anyway, let's get back to it.
This for a lot of different things other than just being a horror movie. Definitely it captured the time, the mid 80s and what was going on with the style and the music and everything that was happening. But more so than that, they were without even saying it, they were kind of going into areas and discussion that a lot of films weren't doing at the time, and that was homosexuality. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you've never seen Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, it is a pseudo type homosexual erotic movie. If you want to leave it in the comments, we can discuss it. That's fine. Watch the movie and tell me it's not. Okay. I'm just saying. Great
Yeah,
film. Didn't take anything. That doesn't
yeah.
matter to me. I don't care. I thought it was a great way of carrying on the story because I really think at this time they really didn't know what to do with the story because they didn't think that the part one would be that big of a success. So they were trying to figure out where to go and what to go with it. And I like the fact that if you watch the movie, it's pretty streamlined. It's what it is. It's a continuation. It's a kid who's obviously having nightmares, living in the house from the original movie. Nightmares continue. Freddy comes in, but then you kind of get the first time he's into the real world, really, at the pool party. These type of things that are going on, but again, significant part of the franchise. So I'm going to say Freddy's Revenge Part Two. I'm going to go ahead and put that. You know what? It's medium well. It's not the best, but it did what it was supposed to do, and I
I agree with that actually. I think I ranked that one somewhere. It's in the top five, I think. I might have that a little lower though, but I think I should raise it up higher. And I've been wanting to redo my ranking. Like I said, two and Freddy vs. Jason, I want to rearrange those two. But yeah, I would say it's top five. I would say. I think it was pretty good for what they were doing. Yeah, I'd say so.
I appreciated that because it carried on the character and the lineage and everything going forward. And plus, we had the dogs that had the faces of the kids. That's always a plus. Part three. Now here we go. Getting into the upper echelon, if you will, at least in my book. Part three. Dream Warriors. The end all be all in the franchise, in my opinion. Not only did you have Dawkins with the video for Dream Warriors that had Freddy Krueger on MTV, but what a great movie. You had a
Yeah.
team now. It's almost like the I don't know if you're into the teams like the X Men, the Teen Titans, the Avengers. Like you had a team of Dream Warriors, and they all had their own special dream powers. I think it was a really great movie, and how they laid that out. They brought Nancy back, and then we also got the backstory of Freddy Krueger. Right, he's the bastard son of 1,000 maniacs. Right, we found out that his mother Amanda Krueger was locked in a sane asylum over Christmas holidays, unfortunately taken advantage of by thousands upon thousands of individuals in the insane asylum, and our product was Freddy Krueger. So a lot of backstory here, keeping with the lineage with Nancy, which is awesome. Adding new characters. I love the kills with Welcome to Primetime. You have the puppet master where he
Yeah.
cuts the strings, right? You have Joey who can't speak, but yet the nurse uses her tongues to tie him down. I mean, this is great stuff. The drug addict who he takes the Freddy instead of having blades, he has
Heroin.
needles and let's get high.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, just anyway, go on and on about this film, but part three, Dream Warriors, right there. Well done, and the top tier. So here we go, Koya.
That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I almost forget about that because they sung about it in Freddy's Dead, I want to say, the son of 100 maniacs. Yeah, that's a wild. See, when they added that to the third one, I think that actually made it, that to me made it surpass the original. For me, just for me. That and other things they did as well. All the things he said. And it's just a really, really good movie. I think it's the best one. It's my favorite one for sure. I wouldn't put any others ahead of it. That's just me though.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. The Dream Master devices, because what we got from the third movie, we got some really cool characters. Going into the fourth movie, it seems like it kind of got cut short. Some of those characters were done away with pretty quickly, and that was it. So you got a whole new cast, a whole new story, things going on. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I enjoyed the film. I did. I just think, I'll just say this to me personally, coming off, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, that's a pretty high bar. I don't think they personally met it again. That's just me. So
Yeah.
with part four, a great movie. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right there with medium well. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I'm gonna put it right there, medium well. All right, so here we go. We're moving right.
Yeah. Four, I remember this one guy. I wanted to go over his hot takes 'cause I'm trying to go through and react to some of my favorite YouTubers. He has that one at number one. He likes four so much. I forgot his name. Lost River Drive In, I think. And he talks about all the old slasher stuff. But I think he did put that one at one. I got it in my top three. I just have so much fun with that one. I haven't watched it in a long time. I gave my collection to this married couple a while back, about 4 or 5 years back. But four is a lot of fun. I didn't like how they had to change out the main character, or not the main. Well, yeah, I guess the main character would have been because the money issue or whatever it was. Didn't like that, and they killed off Joey and Kincaid. I thought they could have hung around for more of the movie, not the whole thing. I mean, it could have been the whole thing. Wouldn't have bothered me. Could have just killed them other teenagers. But I like those characters. But you know, but I like when they have the guts to kill off characters too. Like Scream, the problem with that was a lot of people hung around too long. I know they killed off certain people, but I'm not going to get all into the Scream thing. But yeah, I would definitely put it in the top four though. At least top five, Dream Master, yeah, for sure, for me. Back to the video.
Right along, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child. This is Nightmare Part 5. Not the best movie.
Mm,
Kind of going into really kind of looking into Freddy becoming more of a comedic aspect of the film rather than horror, which is okay. He's becoming an icon. He's bigger than the character himself, bigger than the
yeah,
film franchise himself. He's
that's
kind
true.
of becoming, more notoriety. So they're trying to make him more accessible, I guess.
That's
I'm
true.
not the biggest fan of it. Maybe a lull after going from 3 to 4, and then kind of just trying to keep the franchise alive, but really not really much to choose from or pull from right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put number 4 right here. I'm sorry guys, I am. I want to put that right there. Just not really much anything to that for me.
I think Dream Child is by far the worst one in the franchise. I think so. I mean, some people, I guess it's a toss up between that and Freddy's Dead. Some might even just throw the remake in that mix too. But I would put the remake ahead of those two. But Freddy's Dead does have a funny element. He's about to talk about it, so let's hear him talk.
This one is coming up. We're talking about Friday's Dead. This is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6. Now, this one right here, very cool for me. A lot of people don't necessarily like it. I think it's cool because you get a backstory here. You actually
You
get
know,
to see the backstory of the Springwood slasher, or I believe that's what he was known as before he was Freddy Krueger. But you actually get to see the story of him back in the day as a human, and unfortunately, unaliving these kids. I did that right. Yes, unaliving these kids. But what I liked about this montage is you got the variations of the gloves. You got to see different types of gloves. You had short, short knives, and you had short claws. You had the long knives. It was just it was really cool to see that aspect of the story and just the backstory of it. Granted, yes, he's totally going for the comedic stuff here. Even though they're
yeah.
doing the backstory, Freddy is trying to be haha, witty, witty, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that worked against it. I think that we could have kind of stuck to give
Yeah.
this like an origin story, kind of keeping it as gritty as we could. But the times just didn't call for that. They wanted Freddy to be more humorous and more in the zeitgeist type of stuff, like in the know, like Freddy was smarter than what he appeared to be in that type thing. That just went too far for me. So sorry, but I am going to say I like the backstory. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this at medium. This is medium. Yeah, it's medium.
Yeah, I don't mind that place, but that's not bad. It's his list. He can do whatever he wants to. I've seen this before. I just can't remember where he placed everything. That was months ago when I watched this one. But I will say I was on Facebook and they had this thing. One of those posts was talking about you can only keep three of these movies, and the only two, matter of fact, that did not pop up on the three to keep was Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child, and the remake. This one actually did pop up on some people's lists. Freddy's Dead. They would say like 1, 1, 3, and Freddy's Dead, or 3, 4, and Freddy's Dead, or 1, 4, and Freddy's Dead. They just Dream Dream Warriors, I think, was in everybody's list for the most part, but the only one that wasn't was Dream Child and the remake. Those are the only ones that the three that never popped up. I never saw it on anybody's list, and there was hundreds of people on there. So I'm saying something. Freddy's Dead does have some entertainment quality, but like you said, probably too much. You forgot about the power glove and all that stuff. But that was funny. I mean, the humor worked for me, but I do understand they did go too far with it. The backstory, like you said, was cool. They did get a little goofy. Was it 1793 or something? Freddie sailed across the sea. The teacher. That stuff was wild, man. I was cracking up when I saw it in theaters. I was young too. I was probably around 10 years old, maybe. Back to the video.
I know. I got. I'm sitting here, Ben's going. What's going on with this? What are you talking about? Because again, if they had cut down on the comedic aspects, I'd have been in there and with medium well done. No problem with that.
Yeah,
That just yeah.
that's a good
That
point,
was
though.
getting me there. All right, everybody, we're
I
moving right
can't blame him
along.
for
We're
that.
coming to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 7, if you will. I guess is that what it is? But it's a new nightmare. That means that it's entirely new, and which it is because it wasn't an actual continuation of the franchise per se, but it was a continuation of the story that Wes Craven created. Because what you've got a movie within a movie. You follow me on that one? Basically, what you got is you got Wes Craven, who actually portrays himself, right? So he portrays himself in this movie. You've got the actress who portrays Nancy, and her name is Heather Langenkamp. She's portraying herself, but actually still has a tie to the character of Nancy. Robert Englund is portraying himself, but also has a tie to the character of Freddy in the movies. This for me was one of those movies I really enjoyed because you have to watch. You have to pay attention to this movie. If you don't, you will get lost as to what's going on. Is this real? Is this not real? Now, I appreciate the way in which they filmed that because that's exactly how it should be. You don't know what is real and what is not real. And I think that's a brilliant way of making this film. I don't think you could have done it any other way. I think the design for Freddy was awesome. The
Yeah,
fact
that's
that
true.
glove now was actually physically a part of the hand and had the
Hmm,
bomb. I mean, just the whole thing.
that's
So
true.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put New Nightmare, man. It's up there. It's well done.
Oh
It's
wow,
well done, dude. It's it. All right. So now
that was a, yeah. That's interesting. A lot of people do put it up there with those two, 1 and 3. It's probably in my top five, but it doesn't have the rewatchability for me. Unlike people who really go for what's it called, Friday 13th. They don't like Freddy's, or not. I said Freddy's Dead. They don't like Jason Goes to Hell because he's not in it that much. I talked about this in another video, but we don't mind that he wasn't in it that much because we're more looking at the story and what they're presenting. But like hardcore Jason fans, they don't like that, and I don't think that that one's that bad. Some people do. I need to rewatch some of those to rank that, but but yeah, New Nightmare. I think it's in my top five. I'd have to go back and look at my bad quality video because I did it from my phone. It was still cool the way I labeled the categories, but I didn't have my laptop yet because this guy gave me this laptop when he found out I was doing YouTube. And random guy, his name was Chris. Met him over at this restaurant, and he went to his car, his truck, and came back with the laptop. Went to go save all his information and gave me his laptop to do this, which was pretty cool. But back to the video, two left.
I had this on my last one, and obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get this out of the way. I'm gonna say I've said what I said last time. Now, again, I like the fact that kind of saw both characters in their atmosphere and their strengths and their weaknesses. And then I believe I enjoyed the ending for what it was. But Freddy versus Jason, we talked about this before, 2003, right there. It's gonna be medium well. Just right there, going with it. All right,
Yeah.
so now this is where things get dicey. I'm going to go ahead and put this where I want to put it, and then we'll discuss it. All right, so you ready?
Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. I want that to be in the top five, but that's really tough. Yeah, because I actually personally think Dream Child's the only bad, really, really bad one they did out of all these. I think it's, I mean, for me, it's right down there with C to Chucky. They're both in timeout. That's just how I feel about it. I don't care. But yeah, yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. I don't know. Because I'm struggling with how I want to, because I'm going to redo mine soon, but I'm not sure where to put it. But then the last one is the remake, and that is interesting. Let's see where he goes with it.
Okay, so here we go. We're going medium well.
All right.
Look at that. Wow. Wow. I can see. I
Hmm.
can see the eyes. What? Here's why. I definitely I think it was a crappy way of writing the story. I don't like Even
Mm.
though it's insinuated that Freddy Krueger was a child diddler, I don't like having it confirmed. That's just something like you don't want to know that, you don't want to know that Santa Claus is your dad type thing. It's there, it's the aspects are there, but I don't want it confirmed. Anyway, that's number one for me. Number two, granted, I don't like the CGI. I'm going through the bad things here. I'm going through the bad things so I can get to the good things. I don't like the CGI. I'm much more of a fan of practical effects, especially when it comes to something like a burn victim. I think you can get more out of it by using actual practical effects on it, which they did, obviously. Especially if you look at the original Nightmare on Elm Street as opposed to how it evolved. The original was gnarly, gnarly, gnarly. Honestly, I think those were the two biggest ones for me because here's where I do what I do like. I love Jackie O'Reilly. I loved his portrayal. I think they did him wrong with the CGI, but I think that his portrayal was awesome. I loved his demeanor, even as a human form of Freddy. He was creepy, man. He had that standoffish thing that he does. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I enjoyed the fact that yes, we stayed with the old thing was yeah, okay, so this guy did something wrong to our kids. He was not convicted of it, let loose. We hunted him down. We killed him.
Yeah.
That's just a primal thing of the whole story in itself. So I'm glad they kept that in there. The color scheme, I mean, everything. Again, everybody kind of gives this thing, a bunch of crap, and I can understand why. Not for me. I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it. I just did not enjoy the whole aspect of kind of like pulling back the curtain, going, "Yeah, he was this." But then again,
Yeah.
even before that, we had the "did he or didn't he?" I didn't like that either. Like if he is, just go ahead and say it. Let's get that
Yeah.
out of the way because I don't want that. But we didn't get that. We got him going through. Well, did he or didn't he or didn't
Yeah.
he? And no, 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 no. Just do what we're gonna do. Stick to that. And again, practical effects. Other than that, I love the film. I'm a fan of it. So you guys can hate on me and give me all the stuff you want to do. Ben's over here giving me the thumbs down and the stink face. That's fine. That's okay. It's all right. I still love him. But yeah, that's where we stand. This is our tier for the or my tier for a Nightmare on Elm Street horror franchise. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, listening, and taking the time to be a part of my world for a moment. Again, as always, like, subscribe, right? Hit that notification bell, everything you can, right? Because we need it. I mean, we can't do without you. So, that being said, geeks, freaks, and nerds unite. Let's scare the world.
Yeah, that as far as the last one, I think we had the same order. Let me run that back a little bit. I'll keep it paused though. But yeah, I had the same thing pretty much. I mean, I don't know if he put in order as far as that goes, like 9 to 1. Maybe he did though. But I had that same thing for mine. I didn't like that whole molestation thing, but I actually don't mind that movie. I kind of liked the characters, the teenagers, the parents. I recognized most of them, and I thought they did pretty well. Some people say that one guy was overacting the not. Some people didn't like Nancy's acting, but the other dude, the friend,
We were protecting. From what? From him. From what he did to you. From what you kids told us he
We were
would.
5! We would have said anything! Why didn't you go to the police?
You were so young.
No, God, and the things we said he did! The cave? Did you ever find it?
No.
How do you know he was guilty?
they said that he was overacting, but I was like, well, maybe he felt like he had to pick up the slack because she was not doing that well in that movie. But I don't know. I don't know. But that's the only thing I didn't like was the molestation part. Other than that, I actually did not mind that movie. I thought it was okay. That's the only part I really did not like. And I think they could have got a better Nancy too, personally. That's just me. But I think we had the same type of ranking, to be honest. Yeah, because I got Dream Child dead last. Then I do have Freddy's Dead. I did put the remake, I believe I did put it ahead of Freddy's Dead. I think so. Um, then I think I was torn between Freddy versus Jason. I'd have to watch my ranking again or go look at the end of it. I think I had maybe number two came in at What was that? 9, 8, 7, so 6. I think I might have had 2 at 6, but I'd probably move that up a little higher. But I'm torn between that top, that, like, I don't know, 4 through 6. That's tough for me because it is those ones. I would probably actually take New Nightmare. I might put 4. It's either 4 or New Nightmare that I would have up in third place. I'm not sure. I'm actually not that big on the original though. That's just me. I'm not. I like 2, 3, and 4. The only one I really don't like is Dream Child, but I know I've said that like 18 times. It's terrible. It's just terrible. But yeah, but anyways, wrap up this video. I don't want to talk on here too long, even though I already did. But yeah, you guys can check out one of my favorite YouTubers, or the two guys, Sean and Benny. And I'll probably do one of Sean's next, or this is Sean, one of Benny's next. Probably do the Halloween one. I'm not sure because I'm not doing anything today. So I probably will go ahead and do his Halloween ranking because I want to redo mine. But I'm not sure what to do with it. I don't know. I'm torn on those ones. But anyways, let me wrap this up. So, Reaction Friday, 5 weeks in a row. Check out F140 is the name of the channel. And till next time, and I'll catch y'all later.